Brian with Canvas the Town, coming at you with another video on Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Now this is actually take 2 if you're one of the people that watched the first version of the video. I apologize, there was some mistakes in there with me understanding the spreadsheet, so I want to clarify right now. I mean, if you take a look at the directions, they're not too clear. So it says here max level start with empty slot, means it's got no chance to get that specific level. But then it says right here, starting with an empty slot means it could be at least level 2 or level 3. So this is actually not right. So according to my comments in the other video, if you take a look at the skill max levels here, if it starts with a empty square, then it has a chance to get those skills. It has a roll chance to get those skills. Whereas if it ends with a empty square, then you cannot get that extra skill. Like for example, you have a chance to get level 3 part breaker in the first slot, but you could only get level 2 in the second slot, right? Or let's look at a more important skill, such as dereliction. You can only get level 2, right, in the first slot. You can only get level 1 in the second slot. You have no chance to get any higher than that. But what's very important is you got skills like Furious that can be level 3 in the first slot. You got skills like Build-Up Boost can be level 3. Strife can be level 3. Frostcraft, Dragon Conversion can be level 3. And if you're lucky enough, you have these at level 3. One of these skills that I just mentioned at level 3. And also one of those same skills at level 2. Because what this does is that's 5 whole augments, my brother or my sister. You must understand. On your entire set, you would be happy to see augments for, you know, maybe 2 levels of Dragon Conversion and 3 levels of Frostcraft, right? So a God Charm gives you essentially a whole augment's worth of brutally strong skills that you cannot get anywhere else. Another very important thing about that this chart shows us is that you should never ever use the cyclist method. And this is kind of sad because, you know, you would hope that you could, you know, look for a certain skill that you like and eventually you'll get the talisman you want because it's always showing you skills that you like. But no, this is not the case. This is not the case at all. Bloodlust you can't get with cyclist. Dereliction, Furious, Mail of Hellfire, Guts, Build-Up Boost, Berserk, Strife, everything, Dragon Conversion, Frostcraft, the Mantles. You cannot get these through cyclists. Okay? Now, when you're getting talismans, you might be like, oh wow, I got a attack boost level 6 talisman. That's pretty good, right? And I would argue that no, it is not. It is not good. Because your talisman should have skills that you cannot slot for. If your talisman is running skills that you could just put decorations in for, there's kind of no point. Now, of course, it's very unlikely that you're going to get a talisman that's, say, level 2 of Dereliction and level 2 of, you know, Furious, or level 3 of Build-Up Boost and level 2 of Frostcraft or something like that. It is very unlikely, but regardless, this is the end game that the devs have designed. They have removed all of the very important skills from cyclists. What do you guys think? Do you think in Title Update 6 they'll let us choose these skills with cyclists, or do you think it is forever up to RNG? Now, I do hope that they eventually let us target at least some of these skills. If they're not going to let me target, like, Berserk, I don't really care. If they're not going to let me target Dereliction, I guess it's not that big of a deal. But what I'm getting at is the A-grade skills. I feel like we should be able to target these. Build-Up Boost, Strife, the Mantles, Frostcraft, Dragon Conversion. Right? I mean, they're not really... I mean, they are game-breaking, but that's where we're at, right? And another important thing to note is you can't roll certain defensive skills or certain C-grade skills on this list are not available. For example, you can't get Bludgeoner, you can't get Horn Maestro or Affinity Sliding, Fire Resistant, all of the resistances, right? You can't get any of them. You can't get the Botanist or Geologist. Now, this is actually good design by Capcom, I think, because if you're looking for an endgame talisman, you don't want skills that are either really, really easy to slot or just plain not offensive skills, right? Like, why would you want geology, geologist? Why would you want botanist on your god charm, right? It doesn't really make sense to get a charm that's level 3 frostcraft and level 3 geologist. Like, it's just... It would just be more of a smack in the face than the RNG already is. So I think that is a nice choice by them. But yeah, I mean, ideally, your God Charm has level 3 and one of the major skills. Dragon Conversion, Frostcraft, Build-Up Boost, right? The list goes on. Furious. And then you have level 1 of Dereliction in the last slot, or level 2 of one of these other really important skills. And that just, it gives you a lot of options. Gives you a lot more options when you're building. And you might find certain ones are good for specific sets, it's not like just one god charm to rule them all, you understand? You could have a really good Frostcraft and build-up boost talisman that works great on, your Flaming Espinas build, but then it doesn't do anything for your ice build. Your ice build, you got a dragon conversion and a furious charm, right? Like, you could get multiple god charms if you were so lucky, right? And it truly would be amazing. But that's pretty much the idea. So when you're getting your rolls, that's what you should be looking for. And you shouldn't really worry about any other skills because, like I said, they're infinitely slottable. You got 2 slots, you got 4 slots on 95% of the skills in the game. You can just get a decoration. You really shouldn't be hunting it with Cyclists. You should be using Vigor for every single time you go out on a hunt. You should have your Vigor Talisman stacked, and hopefully you are a lucky man or woman and you get something really good. Let me know in the comments if you got some crazy talismans. I'd love to know and be jealous of you. But what do you guys think of the end game right now of the talisman grind? Now, I do hate that we can't target these skills, but there is a lot of leveling up. So I imagine on the way to the grinds, I should walk into hopefully a god charm or 2. But hey, if it doesn't happen, that is pretty sad. But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I'm making new Monster Hunter Sunbreak content all the time. Alright, peace out.